Good afternoon. Well, it's good afternoon from me and good morning from you guys. Let's have a little look. It's going to be a quiet one today, I think. Obviously, it's a bit of a weird time for me to go live, isn't it? I guess with obviously people at work. We've got about 30 people in the room at the moment, which is not too bad. We're about 80% down on a normal live. Hope everything's good. We have all the people in the chat at the moment, and I won't go through too many, but obviously Mouse Charger's listening, but he's actually working. So the sound's great. That's very good. I'm going to try and show you a couple of things today. I'm going to try and sample a little clip I've found on the internet. I was woken up by a text message in the middle of the night. It was about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and my phone pinged. Woke me up, and then of course I was awake. I couldn't go back to sleep. It's been 2.5 hours before I went back to sleep. Anyway, so I was scrolling on Facebook and I found this really, really funny little clip, and I will share it with you in a little while, guys. I had tears coming out of my eyes. Absolutely brilliant. It's about 2.5 minutes long, but it is absolutely brilliant. So I hope everyone is okay. As I say, it's a bit of a random live. So, do you know what it is? Sophie's at work. She's been working all the hours that God sends at the moment because we've got some staff off on holiday. We've got one of our members of staff is getting married. And yeah, we've got, a little bit of pressure on at work. So Sophie's been going in between the two restaurants and running things. So I'm sitting at home with my feet up, having a coffee. Well, not a coffee, but an orange squash. And Carter's at school. So I've got to cap it after just over an hour, guys. About an hour and a quarter is my maximum today. I will dive into what's going to happen. And then what I'm going to do, the latter part of the show, for about the first 15 minutes, I'm going to rabble on about a load of old flannel. And then after that, I will go over to your comments. And if there's any questions or anything you've got, we'll try and get through them. So we're coming up to Halloween. And I see an interesting Halloween one yesterday. I wonder who that could be. It actually does look like him, doesn't it? Even with the orange face. And that's not slagging off Donald Trump, because I absolutely think he is fantastic. I mean, obviously, I don't know whether anyone see it yesterday. Obviously, the peace deal is being sorted by him at the moment. And, well, I mean, what else can you say? He's done a fantastic job, in my opinion. How well it will proceed and how long it will last, I don't know. But listen, any positivity in the world at the moment is a great thing, right? Obviously, I don't know whether you saw the Donald Trump speech yesterday when he looked round and sort of tried to call Keir Starmer out. Sorry, I had Paul Forbes messaging me on the other phone at the moment. He called Keir Starmer to the stage and then just carried on, and Keir Starmer just looked like a lost little schoolboy, didn't he? Quite embarrassing. He did actually make him, there's a few comments about that. He did make him look a little bit stupid, didn't he? But it was absolutely fantastic. If you haven't seen it, there's plenty of clips on YouTube about it. Absolutely looked like a lost school child. He didn't know what to say. I did laugh, I must admit. So I'll just get that one out of the way. I'll see a couple of, well, I thought originally it was a serious, I don't know whether it was a joke, but an older guy has died from drinking paint. He thought it was something else. I'll bring the little bit up here. So grandpa who ate paint thinking it was a yogurt has died. Look at some of the comments underneath it. Thoughts to the whole family, emotional time. You shouldn't laugh, because I think this maybe is not genuine. I'm hoping it's not, because the people are making these comments on there. I can't actually read it too well because my, let's have a little sad end, but a beautiful finish. And then, what was the other one down the bottom? Let's get rid of that banner, because that banner's annoying me. Let's get rid of that. And then, sorry for your gloss. Shouldn't laugh, because if it's genuine, that's awful, isn't it? Let's get rid of that. Horrible, horrible thing. And one thing that's really played with my OCD is this. Clear tomato ketchup. So apparently it still tastes of tomatoes, but it's clear. Now, anyone that's got any OCD or any mental health issues, that's going to absolutely bug the life out of you. Now, I've got to try and find some now and try it. But clear tomato ketchup. Oh my gosh, absolutely horrendous. Let's have a little look. So obviously we've got Tommy's final day in court. Well, I believe it's going to be his final day in court. He's gone there for the verdict today. So we're expecting a verdict at some time today. I don't know what time. I'll obviously be trying to watch it as long as I'm not out picking Carter up. All we can do is hope that he gets a fair verdict. I don't know. I've heard through the grapevine that they can expect possibly a guilty verdict with no prison term. So effectively they save a bit of face that way, don't they? But let's see what happens. I mean, good luck to him. It's a horrible position for him to be in at the moment. But yeah, what do we expect when anything to do with Tommy? Do we expect anything to be fair? My son is visiting next week. It's been a bit of a last minute booking. He's coming out to see me for a few days. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm heading up to Merthia later today. I'm going to try and buy a little couple of accessories for the computer down in the shopping mall. So that just gives you a bit of an update on what I'm doing. Now, I saw a thing earlier. I'm going to get all my stuff out of the way and then we'll go over to your comments. So like I say, guys, I will try and find it. If there's anything that you want me to bring up or want to chat about, chuck it in the comments and I'll get to it in a little bit. This one is quite interesting. Now, this is from Olive Press. Now, Olive Press is a huge Spanish media outlet. I would say that probably I would take everything that they say with a pinch of salt, and I'll tell you why in a second. But it says Costa Blanca, now that's Alicante Airport, soars to new September passenger record with a third of the travellers coming in from the UK. Now, they are saying that 1.9 million people come to Alicante in September. I mean, it did feel busy, I must admit, in the whole of Spain. Now, why is that, do you think? Do you think that's because 1/3 of the people, so what's that, give or take, sort of 700,000 or 650,000 people coming to the UK, 630,000 from the UK? Why do you think that is? Because it's so bloody depressing there at the moment. There's not any good news in the UK, is there? And I think that's why a lot of people were trying to escape to the sunshine. But yeah, I mean, Olive Press, I don't know whether you can take a lot of what they say as gospel, because they're the ones that reported that I was hiding Tommy Robinson in Tenerife. What was that, about 18 months ago? If you go onto it, type my name in and then Tommy Robinson on the Olive Press, it's unbelievable that I could be hiding him in Tenerife. I've been seen with him in the gym in Tenerife. I've never once seen Tommy Robinson in Tenerife, ever. He has been out there at the same time I was out there, but it was way after this press thing come out with Olive Press. I'll try and bring it up in another live. But yeah, take what they say with a pinch of salt, to be fair. Right, let's try and get this little clip that I want to show you up and out. This is actually really worth watching. It's about 2.5 minutes long. There's a couple of sort of swear words in it, but it's not very clear. So if you've got any kids around, maybe send them into a different room. This is absolutely hilarious, right? But I've got to make sure I can do this. So bear with me while I try and put it up. Give me a few seconds. Right, this is it. Let me just make sure that it's going to come out. Okay, this is called the pigeon game. Okay, and I don't recommend anyone tries this, but it is hilarious to watch. This is a couple of guys, they're barbers, and this is what they get up to. But have a little look at this. This is hilarious. Here we go.
Fucking hell, it stinks. It's better than nose.
Right, I'm going to interrupt it quickly, right? What the game is basically you have to shout pigeon to put the lighted bit of paper out on your nose. Whoever develops these things, I don't know. But have a little look. Ready? Here we go. Sorry, I won't interrupt it again. I'll let it play.
Pigeon! That's what I look like, isn't it? Pigeon!
on over. Look at
Oh, sorry. Pigeon!
you got loads there.
I'm smashing it, you know. Just remember, don't panic, because they're going to burn your nose off, yeah?
Pigeon! Ah, yes. Yes.
I think some burn worse than others, don't they? Pigeon!
I didn't put it on.
Fucking knobhead! You tried to get it halfway at the top!
This has got about another minute. The end of this is hilarious.
You tried to get it top! You cheeky fuck! Bottom! Pigeon!
Pigeon! Very good.
Do it on the end!
Do it very good.
Do it on the end!
I am.
Hey, you're
I
a little shit.
am.
Pigeon! Pigeon!
Oh my god. You didn't even say pigeon. I burnt my nose. Oh, you actually? Did it hurt? Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I just found that absolutely hilarious. I really apologise for putting that up. When my son comes out next week, I'm going to do it with him. We're going to try and do that game. A bit concerned that I'm going to set my face on fire. Oh. I found it, mouse charger. I found it on Facebook. Let me try and quickly tell you who it is that does it. Hold on. Let me try. Tom Mitchell. So he's if you go under Tom Mitchell and then look at some of the videos they do, is absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Good way to get rid of nose hair. Yeah, originally I thought it was, you know, like the Turkish barbers. They put the things up your nose and all that sort of stuff, and I thought it was one of them. I know, I'm a child. At heart, I'm a child. I really am. But how funny was that? Especially at the end when it didn't go out and he started, pigeon. Sorry. Right, anyway, we'll get back to the show. Right, I'm going to dive into your comments, guys. I am going to try and, let's have a little look. Good morning, Danny. Just waiting to pick up my new to me Isuzu D-Max V-Cross. Can't wait to go off-roading. That sounds great fun, mate. Yeah, fantastic. Hi, Linda from Australia. Hi, Carol. Morning, Angelina. Hi, Sophie doesn't wear her... I hope Sophie doesn't wear herself out. Yeah, she is doing a lot of work at the moment. It's the month of October. We've got manager has been off. We've got another girl off. We've got staff off. Yeah, because it's difficult for the staff to go off in the summer months because it's so busy. So we need all the staff there so that obviously after the summer months, it all starts sort of catching up with us, unfortunately. Excuse me. I've still got this lingering cold. It's just not quite gone yet. I mean, it's only a cough now. Hi, Sheila. How are you? Hi, Queen JS. I've probably read that wrong. Hi, everyone. Watching Tommy's court case at the same time. British lady, if there is any updates, please be sure to put it in the comments because obviously I can't look at it while I'm doing the live. Starmer made a right tool of himself. Well, as I say, it was quite embarrassing, wasn't it? He definitely come up to make a speech and then he didn't know what to do, really. Yes, it was quite embarrassing, I must admit. Heading to Benidorm in 3 weeks, Mazza. Can't wait. All the best. Might see you there, mate, because I'll try and pop up to see Paul every now and then in Benidorm, so we do go out. Keep an eye on us. Eye out for us, should I say. I saw it, Danny. It was hilarious. Yeah, this is going back to the Trump thing. yeah, it was brilliant. On the phones, I told you to try on the TV. Yeah. Any updates, guys? Bung it in the comments for us before we go offline. I don't think there will be. I think they'll drag this one out, won't they? So they get their wages. These are the comments from some of the stuff. So I've gone back a little bit, guys. So I will just quickly fly through them. Oh no, that ketchup doesn't. Yeah, it looks weird, doesn't it? The ketchup. Not sure about that. I will try and find a tub of it because I've got to try it, but. Do you know what? It's amazing the amount of sugar that's in ketchup. If you Google it, I actually done a picture once. This was a few years ago to say to you, like, don't let your kids have too much ketchup. Some of the kids have mountains of it on their plate. And the amount of sugar in one of them bottles is unbelievable. This is how sad I am. I weighed the sugar out on a scale and then put it on a plate next to a bottle and took a picture of it. I'll try and find it. It's in an old phone of mine. I haven't even got the phones now, have I? Because they were taken off of me and I've got rid of since. They were old phones anyway. I will still try and find that picture though. I'll probably had it downloaded somewhere. Danny, hope all's well, mate. Always watching. Appreciate that, Peter. Thanks, mate. Good to see you. We're talking about Hulk's green arse. That's a watch that he's talking about. There you go, mate. The Hulk. I've got it on today. It looks a bit like a Starbucks, but there you go. There's the green hint of it. For the watch guys out there. Hi, Daddy. Have you seen that what the Gov is looking at getting rid of council tax, and anyone with a house over 500,000 will pay a tax of about 3% or more. Rest of the country won't pay nothing. How amazing is that? That's again punishing the people that are paying the most taxes, isn't it? No wonder all of the millionaires and entrepreneurs are all leaving in their droves by the minute. Who the hell? There's no incentive now, is there, to stay in the UK? Not one incentive. If you earn, I don't know whether you know how the taxes work in there. So your first 12.5 grand is free. Let's keep it round figures, right? Then you pay 20% on anything from 12.5 grand to 50 grand. So on the next 37.5 grand, you pay 20%. And then it goes to 40%. So again, anyone earning over £50,000 a year is at 40%. But obviously, on anything over 40,000 a year, you still get your 20% tax up from the 12.5 to the 37 and to the 50 grand. You still get your 20% tax, but then obviously it goes to 40%, and then I think it's 125 or 150 grand a year. It's 45%, so pretty much half of your money. So if you earn 200 grand a year, or let's say £1 million a year, don't really matter, does it? £1 million a year, you're paying nearly half of that in tax. So you're paying probably about 420 grand a year if you earn £1 million a year. Whereas if you move to somewhere like Dubai or, the Cayman Islands or something, your tax is zero. Absolutely zero. And what are they doing with the money? Anyway, I'm trying to stay away from politics. Thank you. Morning, Danny, and all in the chat. Hi, Rob. How are you, mate? Heinz and... it looks like sanitizer, doesn't it? All the bubbles in it and all that. It was a bit... played with my mind. Why does anyone want clear tomato ketchup? You have got to ask yourself. It's a trend, isn't it? A gimmick. I'm awaiting the outcome of Tommy. Hope it's good news. Aren't we all? Aren't we all, mate? It's cold here too. We've come down a lot in temperature now. I've actually had a jumper on one evening so far, and I'm going to put the Continental quilt on tonight because I'm a person that likes to have the fan on all the time, even in the winter. Tina says it's 13 degrees there. Let's have a look what we are here. I'll tell you. I'll go on to the weather app. It's normally 2 or 3 degrees higher than that. We're saying it's 25 degrees today. So probably about 26, 27, I would say it's going to be today. Which is nice. It's still hot. I mean, that's going to sound really hot to a lot of people. But when you've had 45 degrees a couple of weeks ago, or 3 or 4 weeks ago, it's not. Tommy did say yesterday that he now lives in Spain, Steve. Yes, he doesn't. He visits Spain quite regularly. He doesn't actually. I think that was where he... The problem with Alive, and this was as he come out of court, the problem with Alive is, obviously, once you've said it, you can't unsay it, can you? Pretty much like I'm doing now. Unless I delete the video afterwards, I can't erase what I've said. And it's still been seen. I don't think he lives in Spain. He spends a lot of time in Spain. So I would say it's probably his second home as such. Hope you're all well today. Let's have a little look. Oh my God, used to play that pigeon game. So we're back to the pigeon one. Sorry, guys, we've gone back a little bit. It was hilarious, though. It really was. I'm going to watch it again later. I'm sad like that. Laughter is definitely the best medicine. Do you know what? We just need a little bit of a giggle, don't we? There's enough depressing news going on in the world. Gold's on a massive rocket again. Don't think I put the gold thing up. No, I didn't. I think it was $4,140 odd earlier. I mean, if you'd invested in that a few months ago when I put it on the channel, not saying that I'm Mystic Dan, but if you had invested in it a few months ago, you'd be up probably 35-40% now. Listen to Danny. I'm not going to say it now, though, because God knows what's going to happen in the world. Where did you find that? We've covered that one, haven't we? I will just quickly repeat that again. The guy's name is Tom Mitchell. They're hairdressers. I think they're up in Lancashire or something, or up the north somewhere. Yeah. No, it was very funny. I used to play this with my brothers. I've never heard of the game before, Pigeon, but I've definitely... us Northerners know how to have a laugh. You certainly did in that one, that's for sure. George Fox. Now, what are you doing? This is my little mate, George, my little short mate. What are you doing watching? You're supposed to be at work, mate, unless you're just watching it while you're building aeroplanes. He builds flight simulators, oh, George. Men never grow up, do they? No, that's why the men don't live as long as girls, I think. Did you get the storms? We got up the back end of it, but I'm quite high ground, so we never really get any flooding where I am. We got heavy rain for a couple of days, but that was it. It's gone, and we don't seem to have anything else. Hi, Don. You're here now, mate. That's the main thing. Does Spain completely shut down over Christmas, or is it a busy time? Well, Christmas Day isn't really celebrated. Although it's shut down and it's a holiday here, it's more early January. It's called the Three Kings. They don't really celebrate Father Christmas here. It's called the Three Kings that bring the gifts to Jesus. That's what they celebrate in Spain, and that's early January, and that's a very religious time. I love it. I mean, some things shut down, but to be fair, most things don't. You can still carry on. Hi, Linda. How are you? Well, he is say no more. How is Carter coming along with his martial arts? He's only done 2 so far. He done 1 yesterday and 1 a couple of days before that. He is actually a little Bruce Lee. Funny little thing once. He used to, for some reason, we used to watch a bit of Bruce Lee on on YouTube and on the films. And he used to say, see him. This was when he was about 3. He used to say, see him, pointing at Bruce Lee. He said, he's my father. I think he thought he was Bruce Lee's son. There you go. Hi, Chat and Danny. How are we all? They've not long gone back into court. Okay, well, that's a little update, guys. So I take it that's gone back into court. I take it that's for day 2. I think it's for the verdict, so I don't think it'll be late. Oh, that thing yesterday was funny. Sugar is addictive, but everything has sugar in it. It's very true. A lot of processed food. You have to watch your sugar intake, guys. Danny, what do you think of tag watches? You got me half interested, but I haven't heard you mention that brand. My first ever dive into the watch world to a nice watch was a Tag. They're not particularly good to buy brand new. You can get a massive discount on them if you know where to go for them, brand new. I would recommend buying a few-year-old watch second hand with Tags. They do lose their money. You probably, let's say you bought £1,000 watch. You're looking at it going down to about $450 fairly quickly. I do like the brand. They do make some nice watches. I've only ever owned 1, maybe 2 Tag watches in my life, and I sold them at a massive loss because I never wore them anymore. And they were out of fashion, to be fair. The one I had was out of fashion. Look, there's nothing wrong with Tag watches. They're ones that are doing the official timing for Formula 1 now. They've taken over from Rolex. Linda says she's not having a good day. Sorry to hear that, mate. Well, you're with friends now, so hang around. Hopefully that little clip earlier made you laugh. You haven't slept. No, I haven't slept, to be honest with you. As I say, I had probably 2 hours where I couldn't get back to sleep last night. Went to bed fairly early yesterday, and because I've had that little bit of sleep beforehand, yeah, Where are we? They was talking about 43,000 on a house of 4 million. 43,000. That's wow. Imagine having a 43,000 annual tax on a house of worth 4. I mean, look, people are going to say if you've got a £4 million house, you can afford it. Well, not necessarily. You might have inherited that, and you might have a normal, paid job. You can't afford 43,000, so then you'll have to sell it. I don't know whether they're trying to crash the property market. Morning, Danny. Yes, let's hope it's a good result for Tommy today. Let's hope it is. Would I still get 25% discount on the council tax? Probably not, mate. It's a single occupancy thing you're talking about. Paying 43,000, does it really matter? Still in my shorts at Southport. There you go. I've been told if I want to save my site, I need to move to the Med. Wish I could afford it. Well, the only reason that they can say that is your diet, I would have said, mate, to be fair. Mad tarts. Unless it's for the UV, but I would have said UV is not particularly good for your eyesight. Interesting. Let us know, is that a diet reason for having a Mediterranean diet? Current price is 4140. There you go, Peter. I can tell you when I said it, I think it was 2927 or something like that. So 2927 when I said about people should buy some sovereigns and stuff, and it would have been capital gains tax free as well. So you could have sold it today, made the little balance up, whatever the profit you've made, and you wouldn't have had to pay any tax on it because it was capital gains tax free. We're all parents, Tina, and try to guide them in the money with money in life. My child is 34. Kids, we have been long talking. She texted me yesterday and asked me to help. Unfortunately, it was a scam. That's something you've got to be really careful of. My son is just calling me. Give me 20 seconds. Arch, I'm on a live. Can you wait or is it important? No, you go. All right, see you later. There you go. There is some scams out there, and one of my friends got bit by it. Basically, you get messages from this is really important, guys. You should listen to this and tell anyone that you know about this. So basically, you get a message from allegedly your child saying, I've lost my phone, or I'll go in a roundabout sort of way. You've lost my phone. I've got this as a temporary number. Don't call me other phone because someone's got it or something or the other. But I need you to lend me some money. And that's how it starts. So it's don't call me because I can't take a call or something like that. So it has to go over a text message. Can you send it to my friend's account because I think my phone being stolen as my account's been hacked and all that sort of stuff. Be very, very careful, especially if you're an older person or if you've got older parents and stuff. Let them know that there's these scams going on. And I do know someone that got taken for $2,000 with it. I think he did get his money back from the banks, but it took a long while. So it's just worth pointing that out. No one should buy ketchup when it's easier, cheaper, tastier and healthier to make your own. It's very true. It's very true. Look up winter tomato sauce recipe and work it out. Too easy. There's a good tip there, and hopefully you won't be intaking about 60 kilos of sugar every time you take a mouthful of it. Morning, Danny, getting ready for work. Morning, Sharon. Would Paul be up for doing the pigeon game with you? It's hilarious to watch. I'll ask him. I don't know whether he will. It's a bit mad, isn't it? Your audio is out of sync with your video for some reason. Now, this could be a StreamYard thing. See, the problem is if I don't use StreamYard, and look, I'll make it easier for the people that don't like it. That's easier now because then it won't look like it's out of sync. I hate that when I'm watching something and the lips don't move with the video. Let me know if anyone else is experiencing that, guys. I think that's a StreamYard fault because I don't think it's my internet. I'm on Starlink. It's really good. A little bird told me that gold could go as high as 10,000 per ounce by 2028. Do you know what? Mad David, that's not quite so mad, mate. It's look how quickly it's gone over 4,000 and it's really crashing its way to 5,000 now, right? Now, a lot of people have said that the gold that's in reserves, I've mentioned this before, and apologies if you've already heard it, but the gold that's in reserves are going to be balanced. The people's, like, the deficit in the countries could be balanced by gold, so it would go a lot higher than 10,000 per ounce. But what an investment that would be if it got to 10,000 an ounce in the next sort of couple of years. Hello, Mush. Fingers crossed. Mush or Mush? Mush is supposed to be Moosh, isn't it? Mouse Changer, yes, live pigeon game, Paul and Danny. We'll try it. I'll speak to him. See it next time I see him if he wants to do it. I don't really know how to do it. Morning, Ray. How are you? Oh, Linda, sorry that your children are not speaking at the moment. Do you know what? I've missed that one message. Sorry, Linda. I probably apologise for that. A business trading company. She got off TikTok 3 days and they said she earned $2,000 because she's been quite... Right, okay. So it looks like there's some issues there, Linda. Sorry to hear that, mate. Tommy was on a midway break. He's going back for the verdict. Yeah, I like the F1. Thanks for that, Danny. Yeah, like I say, there's nothing wrong with tag watches. Ezra has just pulled out of the public gallery. Been pulled out again. I actually sat next to Ezra. Well, not next to him on a flight over because he was on the same plane as me and Tommy and a few of the people from Voice of Wales and a couple of other people. Vicky has got her own channel, Ginger Vicky. I can't remember her surname. If you're watching that, Vicky, I shouldn't call you Ginger Vicky, should I? But I can't remember your surname. German Vicky. And Ezra was on there. And the next day I was sitting next to him in the court. Or the day after, I can't remember. And Ezra was tweeting on his laptop next to me. It was actually quite hard to hear the court case because he was tapping away. He types quite fast, Ezra. But he was sitting right next to me. And then he was told to put that down. So I think there's some stuff going on there. Only allowing the mainstream media in. I did, Danny, and made a bit on gold. Good on you, David. I'm glad that's made a few quid for at least one person. Hopefully a few others did as well. They are trying to crash everything in the UK. Tina, that doesn't surprise me, mate. Danny in Spain, hello. Danny and Sophie, sorry I'm late by the way. Don't worry, mate, you're here now. Tina, can anyone tell me, as I say, I've still got a little way to go down to catch up with the live comments. I'm still on 12:43 at the moment, which is, yeah, we're a few minutes behind. But if anyone's still saying that my voice is out of sync with my face, can you let me know? The problem is if I do it live on YouTube, I can't put people's comments up. Tina, now I told her to walk away. I gave her 1,300, so I want it back. She now needs to sort her monies out. Oh, that's awful. No, I've got some MAD syndrome developed in my eyes, which means I eventually have to have cornea implants. So rather than the damp, okay. Well, be careful where you go in Spain because some of the properties that you get. I have actually got to quickly take this, guys. It's to do with the car. Can you just bear with me one sec, guys? Sorry about that, guys. It was my tracker company on the McLaren. So I was just wanting to make sure it hadn't been stolen from the warehouse it's at. And that's why I had to take that call. Sorry, but it wasn't. They were just asking me to change the battery in my fob. Which I've already done. So I don't know why they're calling me anyway. Hello, I looked at your YouTube and couldn't find that tomato sauce recipe. No, it's not on my YouTube. It was originally posted up on my Facebook some years ago. May you please put the link on the normal... Yeah, I'll try and find that one, Truth Finder. Oh, sorry, mate. You're not talking to me, are you? You're talking to the other guy. Sorry, that's where I've been thrown out there. Gold last week was 22 a gram this week. No, it wasn't. It hasn't gone up that much, mate. Josephine, it was... it's creeping up, don't get me wrong, but it's only going up like £1 a week. and you're talking about 9 carat there. You're not talking about pure gold. Pure gold is obviously 24 carat, which is how they rate the value of the gold. It's rated on 24, so you've divided it down. So you're basically, it's long story, but you're 37.5% of the actual gold value with that calculation. So you have to put 62.5% on top of that to get your gram value, which then you have to times by 27 point whatever to get your ounce. There you go, a little gold lesson, everyone. I had a text like that, but I don't have a son. There you go. So it didn't work on you, mate. Linda D, we was giving them money right. Yeah. It's fine here, Danny. So, okay, so I don't know whether it's fine here, the lip sync. Okay, so it looks like it's okay. So it obviously could be your internet possibly, mate. The scammers even have apps. Yeah, you can get the AI voice things now. It's very, very dangerous out there now. Just look, right, before you part with any of your money now, make sure you've definitely authenticated it is real. Maybe do a FaceTime live, like or a WhatsApp video call so that you're actually speaking to your son or your daughter or whatever. Yeah, there's so many scams out there. You've got to be so careful. Yeah, I had a scam WhatsApp allegedly from my son, sussed it out after a couple of messages and told the scammer where to go. Yeah, that's the problem. Look, as I say, it's quite rife. You can see we've only got 70 odd people in the chat, and you can see there's people that have been hit by it. Still experience it out of sync. So, SH, that's obviously your end, mate. So maybe you need to go into your settings for it. Because everyone else seems to say it seems to be okay. So, sorry, mate. I love cooking with lots of herbs and spices. Looking for work. Do you need help in the restaurants? That would be amazing, Camel. But unfortunately, you can't just come and work in Spain anymore. You need the correct visas, and they are very difficult to get. It's scary. These are all obviously about the scam. My phone is going second to none at the moment. I don't know whether something's happening. Hi, Danny. You're out of sync here. Wow. I'm just going to go through because obviously I can't see the chats virtually until I've put them up. Great to see Sarah White has joined Advance UK. That's really good. I didn't know that. Obviously I know Sarah quite well, and yeah, I'm glad she's joined. Ezra's a legend. He really is, and certainly been a massive support to Tommy in recent years. And obviously, you got to give a big shout out to Elon Musk as well. He's picking up the tab for this particular court case. Now that could amount to 50,000, 100,000, whatever it be. Elon's picking that up. I know that's nothing to Elon, and I know that is like us going out for a McDonald's to Elon Musk. But nonetheless, it's a very big help that he's offered to pick up the tab for Tommy's legal fees on this particular case. Good to hear lessons learnt, Linda. It's fine on my phone. I'm wondering if it's sound and video are matched, Danny. It's weird, isn't it? It's fine on TV. Very slightly out of sync, but not annoyingly bad. I've had this on my telly recently as well. I don't know if there's a bit of a lag with YouTube or something. I don't know. Sorry, guys. It'll probably be better if you watch it back afterwards. If that drives you mad, because it would drive me mad. Watch it back afterwards. Yeah, just be careful, guys, with any of these scams, like I say. Audio and video is all good here. I don't do WhatsApp or Snapchat. I don't know much about it. I've got WhatsApp, but I don't do Snapchat. I don't do, what they call it, Telegram. I've got Telegram, but I've never used it to speak of. I don't use it much, really. Yeah. I'm a sensible person, Danny, with money. I have a great teacher, my mum, who has always told me your outgoings are higher than your ingoings, and you don't spend silly. Do you know what? There's a lot of people that live by that rule, isn't it? If you haven't got the money in the bank, don't put it on a credit card. And I've been guilty of putting things on credit cards and then paying it off 2 or 3 months later, you know. I generally try and clear it fairly quickly. It's a priority at 20%, you know, a year. Here, a lovely day, everyone. Fingers crossed for Tommy. Gotta go to work. Catch you later. Cheers, Sharon. Need to adapt your phone settings. It could be. I don't know whether these are on phones or whatever, you know. Gold is £100.26 a gram at the moment. That is insane, isn't it? Over £100 a gram. Now, when you think of what a gram is, probably this bit of paper here probably weighs a gram. It's insane. If you look closely, your lips are moving a little bit behind. Not for me, it's not. Hold on. It's the only way I can do it. Mine is fine, not out of sync. It's weird, isn't it, that only some people are getting it. No, check the other videos, all fine. Just yours out of sync. That's weird, isn't it? Danny, you got Bruce Lee dubbed lips. Yeah, do you remember that? Well, actually, he could speak fairly good English, so a lot of his stuff, I mean, his earlier stuff was dubbed, but certainly not his later stuff. I was a big Bruce Lee fan. I did have his autograph at one stage. Certified. It was certified by 5 or 6 different companies that it was genuine. And yeah, I sold it some years ago. Bit late to the party. I was watching Tommy's live stream from Westminster Magistrates Court. Mike, we've been discussing that, mate. I'm hoping that he gets a good deal today. Now, there you go. Are you using earbuds? Excuse me again. It's weird, isn't it? So the videos and live streams are all right there. Strange. Hopefully the next one will be all right. Whatever it is, hopefully it's sorted itself out by then. Mostly user group chats, but no, after yeah. And it'd be boring to anyone else. Get that, mate. Well, you are up and moving early. Do you know what? It was an early live stream because I've got a little while to do it. Like I say, it just fitted in with today. I've not really got anything to do today, which is nice. I was supposed to be getting Sophie's car ITV today, but she's having some paintwork done by a company that scratched her bonnet when it was being brought over from the UK. So it's still in the paint shop. It's only a very small scratch, but it's a big scuff on the bonnet. No dent, which is handy. Danny, how's your dad? Is he coming to see you soon? I believe so. I believe so. It's going to have to be a last minute thing with him because of his health. A lot of the time he can go downhill quite quickly. So we have to work it round that we can't book a flight a month in advance because we can't work to that schedule. But fingers crossed he's coming out very soon. I want him out here for Christmas, really. I want every penny back from her because she's... Yeah, Linda, I'll leave you to your arguments with that one, mate. Or £3,120 per troy ounce. See, I only see it in dollars on my app. Donald Trump, you may think he's fantastic. The convicted sexual predator. Nice one, Danny. Well, Michael Gerard. I don't know. Prosecutor has finished summing up and now it's the defence. Danny boy, Paul Thorpe is in the chat. Paul, if you're still watching, you're probably still watching Tommy's thing, I would have thought. But we've been asked to do the pigeon game where we put some paper on our nose, set it on fire and have to shout pigeon to blow it out. I'll explain to you later. These are to other people, so I won't read those ones out. Danny, I've never had finance saved up to buy and never had insurance, only if the law says so, except my house, and that's paid off. Do you know, if you can be, Terence, if you can be out of debt, you're winning the game, really, mate. But also, in the other flip side of that, a lot of people use debt to make a lot of money as well. It's your attitude to risk versus reward, isn't it? You know, I've sort of many times taken fairly high risks with things. Sometimes they've paid off, sometimes they haven't. But generally, I'm a person that is not sort of shied away from risk. Everyone's giving Paul the big high up. I'm sorry, I've just gone past that one. I use Signal app. It's an open source, much more secure than WhatsApp. Somebody else has said that. Funny enough, Mark, my policeman friend said that to me. He said to me, use this. But I don't know how many people are on it. Off to Leroy Merlin's. It's decorating time. See you soon, Paul. Can you get a fire extinguisher while you're there, just in case the game when we play it goes wrong? Paul, may you please kindly consider adjusting your YouTube settings so we can all send links and petitions. I don't know whether Paul's still on, but he might have seen that. Decorating time, Paul. Are you doing it? Like hell is he doing it? Don't let him. It'll be the missus that's doing that. It won't be him. Thanks, Danny and chat. We're all parents and I had to unload. You're more than welcome, Linda. More than welcome, mate. Wendell's gone off air, leaving AY's audits presenting. Seen Sharabib on camera earlier. Still no word from Tommy yet. And that was recent. So we're getting towards the end of the comments, guys. Greetings, Danny in Spain. Good greetings to you. How is crypto looking at the moment? Well, it took a massive hit the other day. And when I say massive, it was XRP, for argument's sake, was hovering around $2.80 a coin, and then it went down to $1.77. So that is a massive dip. I mean, I don't know if you've seen, there's been people taking their own lives out of this because they leverage trade, which is a very dangerous game to play. It's all right when it's going up, but as soon as it plummets, which crypto does, I don't recommend anyone leverage trades. As I understand, what's his name? God, his name's escaping me now. He put $1 million into Bitcoin recently, and he leveraged it 100 times. What's his name? How's that gone out of my head? Anyway, and he would have been on that dip massively. He could have lost $1 million in that. But then I suppose if he's got that, then it won't really matter, will it? Where it says live chat at the bottom left corner, has everyone remembered to click the three lines on the top right, click all messages, otherwise YouTube doesn't show you all comments. Yeah, there's top comments and all comments. That's a good point, actually, Truth Finder. Guys, I'll leave that up for a second just so you can read that. And or maybe if you've got your phone, just take a quick picture of that and then read it back to you, because sometimes you'll miss some of the comments. But a good comment to put up, mate. Leroy Jenkins. No, Leroy Merlin, mate. Get your dad to a golden traumatic paste. You can get it on recipe online. It's all good rounder for his health. Yeah, he does. He has to watch what he eats and takes because he's on a lot of medication. My dad had a very bad case of cancer a few years ago, and he has to be very careful what he eats now. Paul Thorpe, are you still here, Paul? I think he's gone to... I think we've already put that one up, but it's not the same one. I'm going for a good walk now. Clear my mind. See you soon, Linda. Hi, Danny. Fancy going halves on buying LaSalle down in the port? Oh, LaSalle down in the port. He dropped it to 85 grand now. I can get a better deal than that. Do I want to go halves with the big deal that I can get? I don't want the headache of it, Andrew. I'm going to be honest with you, mate. I don't know if you've done restaurants or bars. I've been in the club industry and restaurants and pubs for years. And I don't know whether I want the headache of it. And I don't know if you've ever been self-employed in Spain. It's very, very red tape, mate. I've been offered a couple of businesses. I have thought about it, I'm going to be honest, but... Try and get a message to me, mate. We'll have a chat. Truth Finder's asking if Linda's okay. I think Linda's gone, mate. A walk can really help you at times for that sort of thing. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mention that one, did I, Angelina? We only got 78 people in the room, but if you don't mind, give me a WhatsApp what's that? What am I talking about? A thumbs up helps the channel, and I didn't ask for it. Well done. Thank you for reminding me. I'm confused by that one. Sorry, mate. Warren Buffett, I think. Maybe I've missed a couple of bits here. Danny, can you give me a 4p watch? I'll give you 50 quid for one. Sadly, mate, my 4p watch cost me a nice few quid. And I really enjoy wearing it. I'm going to be honest with you. But I think Paul sold them all out now. There was only 300 of them. There was 100 white, 100 black and 100 orange. And I think they all got sold. But it's always worth putting a thing up in Paul's chat when you are next on in one of his lives or whatever, and see if there's any left. What clubs are you involved in, Danny? I used to be a raver back in the 90s, 2000s. I owned a wine bar sort of stroke nightclub in Rayleigh called Bar Blanco. It was unfortunately linked to that horrific Essex television show that I can't even bring myself to say. But it was later than, well, it was 2010, was it? I can't even remember. Something like that. Prior to that, I was a manager of 2 other pubs, one in Surrey, one in Hornchurch. And obviously I've got 2 restaurants now. So I've always sort of dabbled in that. My parents were publicans, so it was a natural thing for me to go into. Mobile is my watch. That's for someone else. That's for Linda. Danny loves D&B. D&B. D&G? I don't wear D&G actually. D&B. What's D&B? Am I missing something? Can someone tell me? I'm sort of towards the bottom of the chat now. If anyone can tell me what D&B is. B&B. Airbnb. Oh, Templar, you are uneducated. Read news. Right, I'm not going to get involved in the arguments, guys. I've not seen it. So you've been out doing droning again. I have. I've done a little bit, but only local stuff. Sorry, my son is still messaging me. I'll catch up with him in a second. Only local stuff. When my son comes out, I want to get him out on the drone. Get him learning about it. He'll get addicted to it and want to buy one. I've only, where I've just sort of stayed local really. I haven't really been out much, to be fair, lately. I've sort of been at home quite a bit. Obviously, Sophie's working. I don't really want to go out and sit in a coffee shop on my own. Carter's at school. So I'm not really doing an awful lot of droning. I'm just flying it around and playing with it, if that makes sense, to sort of get used to it a little bit. But I do intend to soon go down by the port, by the sea. I'll get a little bit of that soon. In fact, I'll probably take a little drive up there maybe this coming week. I know the Pink Toothbrush in Rayleigh. Not sure if it's there anymore. Mike, it is indeed. It's owned by a very, very good friend of mine. And Charlie, he's owned it now for, God, about 500 years, I think. Do you know, it used to be called Crocs in Rayleigh. And the reason it used to be called Crocs, as you went in, there was a massive water tank in there with a real crocodile in there. And then it's the Pink Toothbrush. But it still goes. It's an alternative club. So, you know, you'll be standing at a bar and you'll look around and you'll get someone dressed up as a panda there, or someone dressed up as Batman and Robin or something. It's an alternative club. But I've been in there quite a lot. They had their carpets replaced a few years ago. And they cut the carpets up and sold them off, but in little frames. People bought them because the carpet had been there like forever. You used to sort of, as you walked along in your shoes, it used to pull your feet, your shoes off your feet. And I also used to know a guy there, Sean, who was the head doorman there. A good friend of mine, sadly passed away from cancer a few years ago. Lovely fella. Knew him very, very well. And yeah, so the Pink Toothbrush is still there. Sean was very, very good friends with Colton Leach, a known face, shall we say, from the Essex boys scene some years ago. And I met Colton through Sean. And yeah, he got ill a few years ago. And in fact, Rise of the Foot Soldier #2 is about Sean. So if you've not seen that film, you've got to see 1 first. 1 was definitely the best. Good sort of gangster film, if you want to call it that. But that was Rise of the Foot Soldier 1 was really good. It's obviously about Colton Leach and the the ICF West Ham hooligans and stuff like that from years ago. And but Rise of the Foot Soldier 2 is actually about Sean, who I've just mentioned. Worth taking a look if you've not seen it. Drum and bass, yeah, it's certainly alternative now, but it's still there. It's still there. I speak to Charlie quite a lot, to be fair. Even I probably spoke to him about 6 weeks ago. Lovely fella. No, not using earbuds. It's only Danny's live that's out of sync. Checked others and they're fine. Sorry, mate. Maybe try watching it back after we've finished the live. Drum and bass. I didn't know what. Oh right, okay, it's worked now. D&B. I've not really been into drum and bass, to be fair. That's why I didn't know. I used to have a boat at Essex Marina. Had some very good times in that part of the country. Do you know what? The old Essex Marina's got a few boats there. I used to go down there a bit with my dog years ago. You just said that you can't send a link to petitions. I said link. Right. Danny in Spain. Templar is new here, isn't he? He's lying on YouTube. Guys, I don't want to get into the old, I'm trying to keep myself away from Templar. Right, guys, if we can stop throwing the old insults around on the channel, that would be nice, because I'm not reading them before I'm putting them up, and I don't really want to put up negative stuff. So if you don't mind just giving it a swerve. I might know who Templar is, to be fair. You just said you can't. Yeah, like I say, guys, I'm not going to put up any more of them ones. Paul won't do any painting. He's too lazy. He'll leave it to Danny and his wife to do. No, I'm not going around painting, that's for sure. I'm no good at that sort of stuff. I think I've seen Rise of the Foot Soldier. Wasn't Terry Turbo in it? Well, Terry Turbo is Terry Stone now. Or is that something else? No, Terry Stone wears the big wig. He plays... who does he play in it? God. You got Pat Tate, Craig Rolfe, and Tony Tucker. He plays Tony Tucker in it. In that film. Terry Stone, he does his own podcast. A lot of sort of gangster stuff and bits and bobs like that. Paul's been on Terry's channel. No, I'm not saying that Paul's a gangster, but he's been on Terry's channel. And he's one of the people that follow Sophie's on her Instagram, Terry. I messaged Paul asking him to adjust the YouTube settings, but strangely not allowed. Oh, right. Right, what have we got here? So drugs and booze. Right, I'm going to leave Templar's comments off because I'm not really getting the gist of the whole thing at the moment, because obviously I'm trying to do the live and I'm trying to stop any people. Need a moderator? Yes, we do. Normally I've got one, but I didn't give much notice on this. So, afternoon, how are we? I'm going to leave the old stuff off. Yeah, Tucker, he played Tony Tucker on that. Paul's on, yeah, or Diet Coke. Right, guys, that takes me to the hour. I am going to jump off. I'll quickly bung that last one up because I've not read it. Terry Stone, and each had a beef for a while. Yeah, and Colton Leach, yeah, they seem to have sorted it out now because Colton's appeared on his channel a few weeks back. And yeah, I saw Terry's podcast when he had Perry Benson on. Always loved that guy, decent actor. I don't know who Perry Benson is, but that's probably my stupidity, to be fair, mate. I'm going to leave all the old bits and bobs off of there, everyone. Normally I've got a moderator on the channel. It's hard to mod it, do the talk, read the comments and keep on top of everything. But yeah, I'm going to go, guys, because I'm going to leave in a little while and go and pick my son up from school. Obviously, Sophie's working. She'd normally grab him. But I really appreciate everyone joining me today. I know it was short notice and it's not going to have loads of views, this one. But thanks again for everyone joining me. And I'm going to show off by putting out this thank you note at the back. No, I'm not, because it's going to... Yes, I am. So I will catch up with you all soon. I don't know what's coming up next. I keep trying to get Sophie on. But obviously... At the moment, she's working all the time, so she can't get on here. Last thing she wants to do is go online when she comes back. She feels knackered. She just wants to get in the bath and relax. But I will get her on soon, guys. Thanks again for everyone joining me, and I'll speak to you all soon.